Okay, channel surfers, I'm a little bit rusty. Just kidding. I'm really, really rusty. I literally have not picked up a guitar in years. I asked my husband, who's a musician, to do a cover of Dylan's song, but he wouldn't be available till 3. So I came up with my own rendition, and my dog is, he hates it and he's deaf. We'll just put it that way. So me and Jimmy Buffett, rendition of Dylan's song. My heart was jumping around like a roo when I first laid eyes on you. Never thought I would fall in love fast. I gave you a ring, but it didn't last. From the outback to the ocean, I promise that we'll never spend a minute apart. Some people claim I've got emotions to blame, but I know I'll be gentle with your heart. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go get dressed and put on makeup so we can do the show. But this is 90 Day the Other Way. Season 7, Episode 11, Kicking the Ant's Nest. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Hey, Channel Surfers. Welcome back to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, your friend and host who is an attorney and overanalyzes everything, including my favorite reality TV shows. And yes, this morning I woke up at 6 o'clock. I watched 90 Day the Other Way. It's our favorite Tuesday tradition. And because Dylan dusted off his guitar, I went and disturbed my husband's recording studio, dusted off a guitar, which he then told me to be careful. And that's the little ditty that you guys had from this morning. My take on Dylan's song. I just rearranged his lyrics and put it to the tune of Jimmy Buffett.
Although,
Thank
I thought
you.
it was cute. I liked it. Oh,
And
this is Dee.
This is Dee.
Her paralegal, who she drags in front of a camera all the time, even though I don't want to be in front of one.
And I was wasting away again in Wineville with me last night as we recorded our
gosh.
special episode because we have, as of this morning, 103 YouTube subscribers.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yay,
Channel
thank you,
Surfers.
everyone.
It's so exciting. We haven't posted last night's yet. I had like a third of a bottle of Prosecco, and yeah, I ate something afterwards and passed out for 3 hours. I am not a big drinker.
I'm not a drinker during the day, especially. So, and I was drinking it on an empty stomach too,
We
which
both
did
were.
not help.
You at least had a mozzarella stick.
I went and got me a cheese stick, hoping to counteract some of it because I realized that I was getting tipsy really quick. And I was just like, what in the world? And then after we recorded, I went and looked at the wine bottle and it's like 12% alcohol, not 6 or 7. And I'm like, well, no wonder I was feeling it.
Everybody on the pod getting tipsy. It was fun though. We went through Reddit, which what better to do after a few drinks?
I
We
know.
did. And am I the asshole? Am I overreacting? And a couple of paranormal ones. So
Yeah, I think I cussed way too much though. I mean, I try to limit myself a little bit. I mean, I know I have a potty mouth, but not with the
guess
wine.
I guess I just have trouble telling Dee on the podcast from Dee in real life because I'm like, huh, we have trash mouths. What are you talking about?
We are, but I try not to do that in a public setting.
I was watching
a
the
little.
Eddie Murphy documentary. I've gotten about halfway through it on
Oh my
Netflix last night.
gosh.
And apparently at one point, Bill Cosby called him and he was like, you shouldn't say frudder, fricker. And he's like, I don't say frud and frick. He's like, well, my son went to your show and you flabby flab. He's like, I didn't flabby flabbed. And he made Bill Cosby say fuck.
That was actually, if I'm not mistaken, it was either in Raw or I think Delirious was the other He did 2 comedy skits
And I
back in the
watched both of
day.
those too.
Yeah, and I think he actually had a segment about Bill Cosby calling him in
He
one of
did.
those. Yeah.
He did, and he was talking so the Netflix, it's a documentary about I
Mhm.
mean, he was, like, 19 when he was on the scene and just going through, how much fun he had in the '80s, and he didn't drink, he didn't do drugs, he was like, "We just laughed all the time." But it's just a documentary, a
Yeah,
biography.
he's hilarious. I would watch
He is.
anything he was in every time it came out because I
He
knew it
said he
was
called
gonna.
Richard Pryor after, and he's like, "Bill Cosby just told me not to cuss." He's like, "Well, tell him to call me next time." Alright.
I can
Well,
hear.
let's, move on to our favorite show, 90 Day the Other Way. Is season 7, episode 11, something about ants
Don't kick the
kicking ant
ant
piles.
nest. Ant nest. We call
Mm.
them ant hills here, but apparently they're called nest somewhere else. I don't know.
What do you think it meant? If we look at this episode overall, who was kicking an ant's nest? I think Sumit was with Johny, to be honest.
I think there was probably a little bit of ant kicking in all of them. Because
Maybe.
Chloe and her mom and, Pattiya, Dylan and his mom, we finally get a conversation about why she doesn't like his mom very well, which
I don't know if we saw the ant kicking on the episode, but that apparently happened in the past. What about Manon Anthony?
yeah, they probably were too.
All right, well, let's
There's
get into it. Let's go couple by couple.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, first up, we have Dylan and Pattiya, and noticeably, Jerry the kangaroo is missing from their intro pic. I wonder what happened to Jerry.
I
I hope
can't
Jerry's
imagine.
safe.
Me too.
And I just noticed for the first time in the couple preview,
Mhm.
Dylan is wearing a Canadian tuxedo. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
He has a jean top and jean pants on.
Oh. Oh. That's called a Canadian
Canadian
tuxedo?
tuxedo.
I learn something new every time we have one of these shows.
I don't even know why they call it that, but so they go to an Irish pub in Australia, and my first thought before like anybody says a word, I'm thinking, well, that's got to be weird, an Irish pub in Australia. First thing out of
Mhm.
Pattia's mouth, but that's strange, an Irish pub in Australia.
Well, I was fixated on the fact that they said it was one of the nicest places in town to go.
Well, I did notice an edit.
Yeah?
Yes. So as they walk into this Irish pub, it's nighttime. They're walking down the street, they're holding hands. They get up to the pub. There's a sign. It's nighttime outside. It says the pub opens at 4, and it says there's live trivia and live music. So you would expect more of a crowd. And
Mhm.
when they get in the pub, I'm like, I wonder what time they actually got there. I wonder what the filming schedule actually was. So we're meeting up with 2 friends. Well, Chris and then Glenn, which is Dylan's brother. And when Chris walks in, if you look in the window behind him, there is daylight coming through the window. They probably got
Ah.
into that empty pub at 4. Hold on, I'll show you. Okay, Dee. So you see, here's Chris walking in. Look right here behind him.
Yeah, it does look like it's daylight outside.
It's bright as day. So I'm thinking they got there more around 4 and then recorded them walking in later.
Mm.
I think this is an editing trick. Yeah, I just thought it was strange that it was very empty.
Mhm. Well, I didn't really think anything about it because he said it was a Tuesday because she had made a comment about it as well.
Well, that is a great thing for him to say for producers to drive a narrative. But if they're going to have all of these cameras in there filming inside of the place, it's going to be a lot harder if it's packed. They're going to want to get there early. I mean, the pub may have even opened up early for them to record
Mhm.
before any customers came in.
Good point.
It's
Yeah.
not like they just showed up at the pub. They
Mhm.
had to plan this out. So, yeah, I think that pub is probably a little more poppin' than what they're making out. But I've been to a Irish pub in Antigua.
Mhm. Well, that's an odd place for there to be one.
Well, it was at a resort, so I also went to a sushi restaurant in Antigua. I went to a Italian restaurant in Antigua.
Okay.
But yeah, it is interesting. You're like, well, these drinks aren't as sweet as I'm used to having in the United States. Speaking of sweet drinks, you and Pattiya have the same taste. She ordered a Moscato.
Mhm. I noticed that.
Dee loves her sweet wine.
I do. Not real sweet, but I don't like dry or bitter.
Oh, you like real sweet.
No, I've actually had somebody give me some that they said was sweet, and I drank it, and I was like, "That's just too sweet." Like, I can't believe I even turned it down.
You like the Manchevit.
I like Riesling. I like oh man, there's this great vineyard in Ohio where I'm from that has amazing fruit, flavored wines that I really like. I'm very picky. Like, I wasn't a wine drinker until a few years ago. I didn't my sister would, like, come in the house double-fisted with wines for me to try until I found one that I like. I do like champagne.
I like Pinot Grigio, Merlot, but I also drink beer. So
See, I'm not
she
a real
she doesn't drink beer.
yeah, beer is not gonna be my choice at
I I knew that this would be your girl to go hang out with, you
mhm,
and Pattiya. Now,
yeah.
when she said, "Do they have Moscato?" Dylan looks confused. So at first I was like, "Does he even drink with his strict calorie diet?" It did look like he was drinking a beer, though. His brother Glenn was having a glass of wine, and his friend Chris was having a beer. Um, so I guess he just doesn't drink Moscato, which is it's too sweet for me. Chris is Dylan's friend from Thunder from Down Under, and we see some old pictures, and I realized that very much like me, Dylan is also a natural blonde. Wink, wink. During COVID, when I didn't get my hair done, it was brown. And my friends, when they finally saw me, they were like, "Lauren, did you dye your hair brown?" I said, "No, like this is natural." And then when I finally went and got it colored, my mom goes, "Oh, you're back to your natural color." So Dylan and I are both natural blondes. I get it. I get it. His brother Glenn, adorable. I'm thinking he's the little brother.
I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is I think that him and Pattiya are gonna be, like, best friends. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
seriously.
They like to shop, they like to wine and
Mhm,
dine. I'm getting little brother vibes, and it might just be that he's had maybe some work, his face looks amazing,
mhm.
maybe there's some injections or something great, we need to know the secrets, but the whole "he'll be nice to your face and stab you in the back," that is giving little sibling vibes to me. I have a little brother, it feels like a little brother thing.
Yeah. It's usually at opportune moments for them, like, they'll hang on to that secret until they need to use it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm,
There's something about the little sibling, they're like, they wanna have that one up on you, so if they get
mhm.
something, can't trust them with it.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
That's why I was getting little sibling vibes from that bugger, which also we're learning some words. I love that the words that Patina knows are bugger and tinnies. Tinnies means beer, but she doesn't even drink beer.
Good to have in her vocabulary, I'm sure.
I think that was another tick in the column of Dylan probably enjoys a beer.
Mhm.
It's like in Vietnamese, I know a word.
Is it a clean word or a
Nope,
dirty word?
nope, it's dirty.
What's
Cock
the dirt?
my.
Which means what?
Fuck you. And then I also know
Oh,
I'm you am and you I'm, which is I love you. Just depends on who's saying it. I don't know. That's all I remember. I love you and fuck you. That's great. This is what my best friends taught me in college.
I was gonna say when we were kids that it was like we wouldn't pay any attention, but if somebody told you a cuss word in a foreign language, you learned it like immediately.
I know cheers in Japanese, kampai, and konnichiwa, hi. See, I know the important stuff.
It sounds like a universal language.
It is. So Beyonce, aka Chris, he tells Dylan, "You need to put a ring on it, girl." And Dylan excuses himself to go to the bathroom. I thought one of the good things that we saw was Chris saying that Dylan is at his happiest when he's with Pattia. He's
Mhm.
known a long time, obviously over these 12 years. And even
Mhm.
though they've been off, the best moments have been when him and Pattia are together when they're on.
That's so nice. That's so sweet.
That was very genuine. So
Mhm.
despite whatever the edit looks like, when you're listening to what the people are actually saying, to me,
Mhm.
that was That was good. Dylan lied to us about the bathroom, though, because all of a sudden he shows up on stage with a guitar. He says he's a little rusty. If we want to talk about rusty, break out the oil. Rusty as hell. I mean, literally, it's probably been 4 years since I picked up a guitar before today. I thought he did great.
I love the little serenade that he did.
I can't serenade my husband. Whenever I play, he's like, "Don't tell anybody I taught you how to play guitar because that would be
Aw.
embarrassing. I don't want credit for that." Haha, I just told all the channel servers.
I'm a
Yeah.
Everybody watching now knows.
All 103 channel servers know Rob taught me guitar.
I'm a sing in the shower kind of person. I karaoke is on my bucket list. I just don't know if I'll ever make it up there.
And Dylan even makes Pattiya cry with the song, which I could probably make Rob cry with my playing. He'd cry because he thought music was dying.
Yeah, I think she was actually crying from the genuine
Beautiful.
emotion because he said that he may not be able to articulate necessarily how he's feeling, but he can write songs about it, and it was just so sweet.
It was very sweet. I thought he was about to propose, to be honest,
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
because they talked about the ring, and then he talked about how he gave the ring and took it back and how he was sorry,
Mm-hmm.
which made me think, oh, it's about to happen. His brother's there, but maybe he wants mom there too.
Yeah.
Now, when he sings, he almost has an American accent.
It sounded what a lot of singers have a very American accent when they sing, but it was
Isn't that
sounded
interesting?
yeah, but it sounded very country to me. Like it could have been a country song.
Hmm.
That was the vibe I was getting from it.
Maybe it was the jeans and the acoustic.
Well, you don't really listen a lot to country music,
Mm.
do you?
No,
Yeah, that's why.
I don't listen a lot to music.
Oh, I love music. I have music playing all the time.
When I do, it's usually I just go right back to the early 2000s hip hop R&B, and I'm stuck there listening to Juvenile and Lil Wayne in the early days. So the second part, we come back to Dylan and Pattiya, and they're going to Dylan's mom's house, which, oh my gosh, that scene was beautiful. That
What
lake,
a view.
I
And
feel
she
it.
yes, and when we saw it when they were driving, but then to realize that it's also from her house, that was the view she had from her
Yes.
house as well, and
When
all
you
of
go
those
inside,
oh,
it's just like you're just water.
stunning. It's just
360 it. Well,
sun
not 360.
yeah, it was
180,
stunning.
whatever. Angles. It was stunning. Now,
Are you sure
apparently,
you haven't drank any wine today?
I'm just on water and cold meds.
Okay.
I think the champagne fucked me up a little bit being on those cold meds, let's be honest.
That's probably why you passed out.
It was rough, y'all. I did it for the channel surfers.
Mhm.
So Dylan says that he goes swimming in the lake with the crocodiles, and Pattia's worried about his choo-choo. Toot, toot.
That's what she meant.
The train is coming in the station. Choo, choo. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of this meme. Have you seen that meme where this train is trying to get into a cave and it's a really tight cave hole and it keeps shoving in? No.
No, you're gonna stop and show me, aren't you?
Yep.
I fi-
And for everybody on YouTube, you get to watch as well. Which one do we want to pick? Let's go with this one and get Dee's live reaction to this GIF. Train tunnel. All right, so we see the train. Oh no, it can't fit, Dee. What's it going to do? How is it going to get into this hole? Oh, all right, come on, little train. Come on, pink train. Get in there. Get in there, pink train. Why is it paused?
I don't know.
Anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, fun for kids. It's like Thomas the Train, basically.
Mhm. Sure.
So Dylan, as we go in, he says that he wants his mom and Pattiya to bury the hatchet, which later on we find out why there's a hatchet there.
Mm.
Apparently, Dylan mad and may have told a little story a long time ago.
Dylan completely threw Mama under the bus.
He was like, she's
One-
never coming to Australia. 12 years later,
She ain't gonna find out. He got mad and upset with Pattiya and told her that his mom wanted him with someone younger so that she could have grandbabies.
he was very mad. And he said
Mhm.
that a few times.
Mhm.
And this is why Pattiya has not wanted Dylan talking to his mom. This is why she has not liked his mother. Dylan, I don't know that he quite remembers it. When a producer asks him later if he ever said it, he gets this like shit eating grin on his face and starts laughing.
Exactly.
And he's like,
Exactly.
yeah, I might have said it when I was bad. When Pattiya tells Dylan's mom at dinner that this is why she hasn't liked her and she hasn't wanted her talking to Dylan, which Dylan's a big boy. He's got to make his own decisions. You can't just exclude him from his mom because you don't like what she's saying. His mom's like, I never said that. And she's
She
like, I
don't
can't believe my little Dylan would ever say that. And this part also looks very edited. You see Dylan's mom and Glenn standing there and they're talking, and then they cut away. And when they cut away, you hear them saying, oh, it's so weird that that would be said. So it makes it look like they don't believe Pattiya, but I don't think that's the case because when we're sitting at
Mhm.
the dinner table, Dylan's mom tries to smooth things over. She says, Dylan says things when he's angry, but he doesn't mean it, right, Dylan? She's like trying to dig him out of this hole.
Yeah. And she don't give a rat's ass if she has grandkids either, so
No.
I think she actually said toss, but I didn't know what that meant, so I figured it was the equivalent to rat's ass.
I think toss is similar to the F word, to fuck. Why am I saying the F word? I know in Britain they call people tossers. I used to watch a lot of British shows. I don't know. So Dylan wants them to bury the hatchet, which maybe the first step would be letting Pattiya know that this has been fabricated this whole time
Yeah,
before you get there with your mom.
I can't believe the conversation's not come up before this dinner.
I
And he's
wonder
had
if it happened so long ago that he literally forgot. I mean, they've been together 12 years.
Well, yeah, but you would think of that in over the 12 years when she's pissed and not wanting him to talk to his mom and stuff, that he would be like, "Why do you not like my mom so much?"
True.
And then it would have come up.
Very true. So before this whole conversation happens, Pattiya is making nice with Dylan's mom. Dylan's mom's making nice with Pattiya. Maybe it's before the conversation. Maybe honestly, they've buried the hatchet at this point and
Mhm.
we're just seeing an edit. But Pattiya says she's glad that Dylan is cooking because she has a phobia that if somebody she has bad terms with is cooking for her, it will like manifest itself into poisoning her. She
Mhm.
doesn't want to eat something bad because somebody her enemy has fed her the
Yeah,
poison.
her mama said not to eat from her enemy's hand.
No, don't do that. So this is the person she loves. She should absolutely trust what they cook. And
Hmm.
then her and Dylan's mother, they're like, man, we got a lot in common. You know, we're the same age. We both really like elephants and collect those. We're big into crystals.
Mhm.
They're getting along just fine. And Dylan's mom tells him, you need to take your shoes off. I see you in the kitchen still with them. She's like, there's wallaby poo all over the place. That's naughty. And he's like, yes, ma'am. He goes and takes off his shoes. Can you imagine that? Like little wallabies hopping all around like Rocco's
No.
Modern Life. It sounds cute. I wonder if they eat wallabies.
Hmm.
All right. So, according to the Googles, wallabies are eaten in Australia and they're made and sold commercially for human consumption, especially in Tasmania. It especially says in Tasmania.
Oh, wow.
Oh, those cute little buggers.
Wonder if it's like deer season here, like you can only like hunt them or something during certain seasons or something like that. I don't know.
This might be open season.
I'm
Open
showing
season
my
on the
ignorance.
wallabies and kangaroos. Apparently, they taste like steak, as we find out later. So he takes off his shoes with the wallaby poo, and Dylan is saying they need to stop pussyfooting around. Stop pussyfooting around. That sounds like some old man. You youngins better stop pussyfooting around. Gonna knock something over and your grandma's gonna wallop you with a switch. Are we going back to my childhood trauma? um, and they sit down at the table to have what looks like an amazingly delicious meal. There's sausage. It looks like there are red peppers. Tia sinks her teeth into this tender meat. She's like, "Oh, this is very good." And then Dylan and his brother are like, "Oh, Mom, you got something on your face. Let's
In
wipe
her
it
hair.
off."
Yeah.
She says, "I hope it's not kangaroo."
The shock.
The peaceful reaction to that Pattiya had.
Mhm.
Because I'd have hopped right across that table,
I would have been like, oh, no, you didn't.
put someone in my pouch and walloped them.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "You told me you would not feed me this." And he said knew he had to sneak it by her.
Because he knew she wouldn't eat it.
No. And I don't think she ate it afterwards. I don't know. She was sitting there like eating bread after that.
Yeah, I
She's
wouldn't
like, "I'm
have
going to stick
either.
with the non-meat items now and never trust you again." Look at me. I just became a vegetarian.
Yeah. Fish is safe. Just eat fish.
We're just going with the fish from now on. No more mystery meat. Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, poor Jerry. Poor Jerry the kangaroo. Like every time she sees him now, she's gonna think, "I eat you."
I'm sorry, she says.
Sorry. So we get into the conversation we talked about where Dylan is saying he never told his mom or told Pattiya that his mom said that she was too old for him. He's like, "No, I didn't say that." The face he's giving her though,
Mm.
it's almost like he's messing around with her and trying to keep a
Mhm.
serious face. And then she's like, "Liar, liar, pants on the floor." I'm just kidding. She said pants on fire. I just thought that would be more funny. His mom really would have had questions if that happened.
I was just thinking, liar, liar, then. Go ahead. Put the pants on the floor.
Right in front of his mom and
I don't care.
his Glenn. So yeah, I guess this phobia that someone cooks for her. Better watch out if it's Dylan.
It's worse now.
So Pattiya, she doesn't resent his mom anymore. She doesn't care if they talk. The air has been cleared, at least between her and Dylan's mom.
If I was his mom, I'd have been giving him an ass chewing for that.
I think Dylan's in the hot seat.
I know. Not that, look, they do it. My son has pulled, he's thrown me under the bus before, and I won't say nothing but until I get him alone, and then he's getting a chewing out.
Not only did he say these things, which really aren't very nice,
Mm-mm.
because age isn't something Pattiya could help, but he also fed her kangaroo.
Yeah, he may have to go back and get that expensive sofa after all.
Pattiya, hear me out. Next time he cooks dinner,
Throw some carbs in there.
I was gonna say, start adding extra oil or something. Like maybe melt down some fat in his oil. I don't know. Add sugar into it. Let's sabotage this diet. And then, no, I have no idea what happened. I would never do that. There's fun ways to have revenge.
You're diabolical, Lauren.
Yeah, it's not like he's diabetic. She's not going to kill him. Can't do it to me, though.
Shit, that's cruel.
Just a thought. All right. Next up, Manon Anthony. I loved this French English rap that they played at the beginning of the segment. I want to know what
Oh, yeah.
that song was. It had a good beat.
We could probably go find it on the soundtrack for the show, maybe.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to do that. But
Okay.
if you want to tell me later, that'd be fine. It was good. I also noticed in Manon Anthony's intro segments, they're always matching. So, like, where she's wearing the striped dress with the red beret, he's wearing the striped shirt with jeans. Where she's wearing that purple dress, he's wearing a purple shirt. So I thought that was very cute that they
Yeah.
match on everything.
I was thinking it was very French looking.
That they match.
No, the outfits, the stripes, the beret, all of that stuff. It just looked very French. Like if you see
Very
French movies,
stereotypical French.
yeah, if you see any movies or anything like that, they're always wearing those kind of outfits.
They are. Gotta love pulling those stereotypes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
Actually, though, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they went to France and they came back and they got Jake some clothes from, I don't know, somewhere there. And they were like navy blue and had stripes. There's a white shirt with blue stripes, and then the inside of his jacket has stripes. So maybe that is, I don't know. I've never been to France.
me either.
Now, I do not blame Minot for pulling out that, first of all, adorable cheetah print umbrella. Can you
Mhm.
channel surface tell I love animal prints? Yes, got my cheetah print
Mhm.
headband on. Sometimes our backgrounds on YouTube are cheetah print. I love it. So I was feeling the vibe. And no, who wants to get wet walking a few steps to your car when you're about to drive? You just pull out the umbrella and stay dry. Calm down, Anthony. You'll get there. So on the way, Minot, she's looked at this house online. This is what she wants. 100%. She loves this house, which I get. When my house, I just told my husband it's next door to our friend, and he said, make an offer. I was like, don't you want to see it?
Mhm.
Don't you want to look at it first? When it's in the right area, in the right price range, when you know, you know. But Anthony is still worried about the finances. And he suggests maybe we rent an apartment. We can afford to do that for a while. Minot gets really upset with him. What did you think about her reaction?
You know, he's not exactly my favorite person. He said some things that really irritate me, but in this situation, I think he's probably right to be concerned because they don't have jobs there yet. Or at least his goal is for her to be home more and him work and kind of balance out the home life and the job situation. And they don't have the job situation figured out yet.
My thought is he is not listening to what she wants. That is the issue. Because she says, the problem is we're always doing it your way. I gave
Mm-hmm.
up what I worked hard for in the US to come to France because this is your way. And I'm telling you, I do not want to waste money on rent on an apartment. I want a house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're not listening. I don't know that they're necessarily on different pages. I just feel like she is hearing from him,
No, 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 no.
brushing aside her
Mm-hmm.
wants. Yeah, that's how
Well,
I took it.
I mean, obviously, they wouldn't be in France if he listened to her because I don't think that was something she wanted to do. She
No,
wanted to stay in LA,
right.
and rightfully so because she's the main breadwinner. And now she's probably stressed a lot about the lack of income, even though they
Well,
still have some from her digital media stuff.
so as we get into the house, first of all, they have not gone to talk to a banker about getting a loan before going to see the
Mm-mm.
house, which is what we do in the US. It could be very different in France. But them asking the realtor if he thinks they could get a loan, like, this is not the banker. But for the storyline, if you're trying to fit house hunting into it, sure, ask whoever you want. Ask the dog next door. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if there's a next door neighbor, I don't even know if this thing's in the neighborhood, to be honest. You know, ask Ben. It doesn't matter. It's the storyline. So we're gonna ask the realtor. But she tells him she still has some revenue coming in from an online business. AKA, I'm still running my online business.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, what we have thought pretty much this whole season, which is they're married. This is a storyline. She ran into somebody in LA. They said, look, we'll pay for you to go to France and see your family for a while. They were planning on selling their house anyway, maybe, and downsizing. And they took this opportunity and they're still
Mm-hmm.
running their business from France and could very well come back or
Right.
stay there. But the whole thing was she was supposed to give that up in the move, and I think we just have a storyline playing out here. Also, we're talking about them putting about a third of the payment down. So we're talking about financing $220,000. That's not just a little bit of residual income.
Mm-hmm.
That's qualifying you for that.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to have some money coming in for a bank to loan that.
Yeah. And the realtor tells her once she lets him know how much she has to put down that he doesn't think it's going to be an issue. But let me tell you about the problems here.
Right. But what you put down, I'm sorry, you could go put a third of it down. If you're only making
Hmm.
$1,000 a month in residual income, you're not getting that loan on 12 grand a year
Right.
gross. You have
Oh,
to
yeah.
have the income to support the $200,000 loan.
Right. I wonder if they could have
220,000.
gotten a loan in like the United States to purchase it if they had like credit and bank account and stuff
Doubt.
established back home.
I doubt it because think about the issues with foreclosing on that collateral.
True.
You think a US bank is going to go over to France and pay a French attorney to all those
Mm,
expenses to go through the foreclosure process, whatever that might look like overseas.
true.
You don't want your collateral in a different country.
Makes sense.
We get to where they're getting to the house, and we see the street in France. There's lighting hanging around the streets and a carousel. It's really, really pretty,
Mm-hmm.
this nighttime scene. And then we roll up onto the house. I thought it was really cute. It was older. In the US, it would be about 420,000. It sounds like 3 showers, which I don't know if we distinguish that from 3 bathrooms because we see some of the bedrooms, one of them has twin beds in it, and they're like, "Oh, look, there's a shower." I couldn't tell if the shower was literally in the bedroom or if it was in a separate room.
Couldn't either.
The kitchen, Minot says that would be easy to modernize, which I agree. Like, it had pretty modern lights, it had a
Mm-hmm.
nice tile floor. I think maybe just add some cabinets and
Mm-hmm.
maybe a modern, vent over the stove. It already had updated
Mm-hmm.
refrigerator, and I looked, so there is an IKEA in Paris.
Oh.
Yes. See, and I started searching for cabinets. Actually, when I searched this and saved the link, it was in English, so I have no idea what we're looking at now, but I do know that, $100 is about 115 in euros. I mean, like, well, that's not really a cabinet, but, like, look, you could do some simple cabinets like that.
Mm-hmm.
69, that might be, like, $75, per cabinet. So you could do some pretty cute updates for not very expensive. Now, the other thing I did, I looked to see if there was an IKEA in Tasmania, see if we could help Dylan and
Just
Pattiya
for
out with that
shiggles.
furniture shopping. No, there's not. So
Mm.
sad. Anyway, they go into the jewel of the house, which is the bathroom with the tile. What were your thoughts?
Well, she went crazy over it. She absolutely loved it. I was not that impressed. I thought it was too much.
So much beige. Oh my gosh.
And so
Beige.
much tile, like everything. The sink was tile, the tile, everything was tile. And it was that little teeny tiny kind of tiles.
And then when you turn around, it's a bright yellow bathroom wall, which, yes, you can paint that. That's fine. Also, what was with the double door? There's like a glass screen door and then a brown door behind it.
I don't know, but if that was the jewel, ugh.
Right? The realtor said that was the jewel of the house. And I was thinking, how do you even fix this? Wow. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Somebody had tried to modernize it. If you looked at the faucets on
Mm-hmm.
the tub and the sink, somebody had updated the faucets, but it was
Mm.
not my cup of tea. Now, I did like the orange walls when you walk in. I thought that pop of orange was really cool.
Mm. Mm. I'm much more neutral. I'm not a color person. I'm more neutral.
Again, paint can be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
I did
Yeah.
think that was kinda neat, though. And then we see a little bedroom with bunk beds, which she says she can use as an office. Bedroom, they're looking at it, it looks like it has a patio, and it's nighttime, so you can't really see what the patio looks over onto, but apparently they like to be naked a lot, and she's like, "Oh, we could just go out here naked with our cup of coffee and listen to the birds." And I'm just like, I hope the neighbors aren't out there. I hope Ben's not swimming in the pool.
She mentioned being naked several times.
And then they go downstairs and she's like, "Oh, we could go naked into the pool." And I was like, "Yeah, nobody will see you except the airplanes," which when we had a pool in our
Mhm.
last house, it was right by the airport. So the few times we did venture out there naked, I was like, you know what? We're giving a show. Welcome to Charleston. Can see us overhead. One thing I would worry about though is a pool with Ben as young as he is. That's one of the
Mhm.
reasons we moved and didn't want a pool. It can be so dangerous with kids. We
Yeah.
even put fences up and different things to try to prevent it, but Rob's anxiety was too much over it. So it did have a hot tub as well. What are your thoughts on the house?
I didn't see it being worth what they were asking, for sure. But I don't know what real estate cost in France, so I wasn't that impressed with it, especially once the realtor started talking about the issues that the house had, which was not a small issue. This is a huge issue. The fact that there's asbestos in the roof. So the roof is basically like $40,000 of repairs to get the asbestos out. And of course, the seller's willing to knock that off the price, but
No,
that's huge.
no.
Mm-mm.
The realtor said, "This house is perfect. There is asbestos." Okay, that's not perfect. This is some dangerous stuff. There were so many lawsuits over
Mhm.
asbestos causing lung cancer. The
Mhm.
law school I went to still had asbestos in some of the upstairs, like attic areas, and you would see signs that's like, "Do not go past this point." And I remember in torts, our professor was teaching us. He's like, "Oh, so basically today I'm teaching you how to sue the school later when you get lung cancer."
Mm.
And when you take it out, I mean, there's all these environmental factors you have to
Mhm.
watch out for because it's such little fibers that it can get into the air. I was thinking, hell no, you're not just knocking 40 to 45 off. One, I'm going to get somebody to come in and tell me what the quote is for this.
Mhm.
And you're gonna knock off more because you're not gonna be able to live in this house until it's
That's done.
clear.
Yeah.
So you're buying a house you can't live in.
Mm-mm.
And Minot does tell Anthony, "I'm glad that you're this way and that you're on me because as much as I like this house, it has asbestos and we need
Mhm.
to keep looking." So we're seeing their opposite sides are actually working out together here.
For
He's trying
once.
to keep her grounded to reality, and
Mhm.
who knows? She might have gotten super excited and jumped in and bought an asbestos house. I thought it was funny. He told her not to get too excited. She goes, "I wasn't getting excited." And then you see her like hopping around the house from the edit, really excited. And she goes, "Look, I'm the queen of networking. Who doesn't have any friends?" And Anthony goes, "No, I have a little companion now. His name is Ben." And she goes, "He doesn't even talk." He goes, "He talks to
To
me."
me.
That was so funny.
Yeah, you usually don't wanna tip your hand and let them see how excited you are about buying a house, or a car or anything
Right.
like that, because you wanna be able to negotiate, and she thought the opposite. Well, no, they need to know I'm excited that I wanna get it.
Well, I thought maybe they were doing a good cop, bad cop, where he was, like,
Mhm.
not interested, but she was interested.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. That would be a good take on it. "Well, I have this couple, the wife really loves it, but the husband, I'm not so sure."
Remember when Rob wanted to get a car? So I went to go look for a car with him, and
Mm,
neither of us were excited about this car. I wasn't excited to be car shopping in the first place. I was like, "I don't want a car. I don't wanna waste money on a car. I'd rather have our money sitting in there earning interest, not in a
mhm.
depreciating asset." And Rob was just excited that I was going, but the car we looked at, he was not excited about. The only one that was excited was Jake, which he was
Mhm.
just happy to be out of the house. But, like, I guess the people thought we were playing hard to get. I was like, No, no, wait,
Mhm.
we wanna leave."
Yeah, step aside.
But Minot has to give a reality check here to Anthony. Money's just not falling out of the sky every month. They aren't rich. They have to make money, and he can't speak English, which I think
Mm.
we had that conversation before they moved there. I think we had the
Mhm.
exact same concern. But I guess she just had to break down and do what he wanted to do because he wouldn't take no for an answer, and now he has to see it the hard way. But I was thinking, he said he could talk to kids to teach them English. What about, like, could he be a garbage man or a truck driver
I would
or a dishwasher?
think anything that you wouldn't need to necessarily know the English, the language would be okay. Not only that, I mean, like there's a lot of apps and stuff that'll translate stuff that would at least get you by enough to communicate on a job if it wasn't with the public necessarily.
Yeah. That's
Maybe.
I mean, that's gonna take time, and also, she says, "I know French culture and everything. They might not want somebody who isn't French."
Right, but I mean, that's the point she's trying to make. By the time he learns the French and everything and gets a job, it's much easier because she knows the language, she knows the economy. Um, she's saying that she wants to work and he's
He's
butting
saying he
heads with
just wants
her
to live
over
with
it.
their parents forever, I guess, and not work.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a solution.
Mm-mm. No.
She's not being harsh, she's being realistic. No knows French.
Very. Yeah. She's being
Jenny and Sumit, what are your takeaways?
oh my gosh. Every time I watch Jenny, it just It reminds me of like a Three Stooges skit. Who's on first? What, it's like she knows, but she don't know what the heck is going on. I mean, it should have been simple. And well, I'm getting ahead of myself because I was getting ready to say.
Well, tell me your thought.
The fact that it took the customer to tell her that the coffee machine needed to be plugged in was classic. Just classic Jenny.
Yeah. So Jenny is making coffee and they get their first customer and she can't make the coffee.
No.
And they lose
She can't
the
find the
customer.
milk. She can't find the milk.
Now, I think that was edited because every time you see her bending over saying, "Where's the milk?" the front part of the store is cut out. You never see her back away from the coffee maker in the same frame as the customer. All of the frames where she's with the customer, she's up there facing him. And when he comes up, it looks like she immediately starts to try to figure things out. But she calls over Sumit's dad and she calls over eventually Sumit, and the three of them, the customers finally like plug it in.
Have you checked to see if it's got electricity going to it?
But Sumit has to be the worst manager ever.
Oh, gosh.
He says, stay busy, find something to do. So he's not even
Don't be idle.
directing the operations.
Mm-hmm.
And then his mom tells Jenny to get on the coffee, which it sounds like Sumit didn't even do a run through with her. Like
I
nobody
think
even checked to make sure it was plugged in.
Yeah, I think his sister-in-law actually showed Jenny how to work the machine. But that morning before the customer, there was no plugging it in, running it through to make sure that everybody knew how to run it or work it or anything like that. They
Now,
just
assuming
ordered
this isn't just the edit, they haven't even figured
Mhm.
out where the milk is and set up the cups and stuff before opening the thing. But again, I think we are seeing them set up before everything got started. This is also a college town. This kid has somewhere to go.
Mhm. He's in a hurry. He can't wait.
Someone needs to fire Sumit as manager.
Maybe Jenny needs to be the manager.
So Jenny says that they're renting this equipment and only the Starbucks have it. So I did a little deep diving. India, they started getting Starbucks back in 2012. And as of November 10th, so just like 8 days ago, there was an Instagram post in India. They have now opened 500 stores across India with plans to have 1,000 open by 2028. So it does look like cappuccinos and espresso are a growing industry there. It sounds like a good business to get into. Right now, they have a special for their 500 store. This is per their Instagram. For a little under $6, you get the giant chocolate chip cookie. So it's like a chocolate cookie with 3 big chocolate chips in the middle, and you get a tall drink, like whatever it is that you
Mm.
want that's tall, which that's pretty good deal. So that's
Yeah,
for the 500 stores,
you had my attention with that cookie.
the chocolate cookie.
Mm.
Now, they have paired with a company called Tata, so it's Tata Starbucks. Tatas. Speaking of Tatas, the Starbucks in India also is working for women's equality. They even have some all women run stores to promote
Mhm.
gender pay equity, and it's recognized as a great place for women to work. Even in the US, I think the Starbucks are supposed to be good places to work. Like, I think they help with college tuition, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I don't drink coffee, so I rarely go in there.
Well, they have tea as well.
I have a girlfriend that loves collecting their state cups. So the only time I've gone in is when she would ask me when traveling to see if I could go in and get one of the state cups for her.
Now, it also says that they take environmental initiatives like recyclable packaging across its India stores. They do that here as well, like in Charleston and on the coast of South Carolina. One of our concerns are plastic straws and turtles, the sea turtles.
Mhm.
So here they have paper straws, but they've also started serving strawless cups that just have a bigger mouthpiece.
Nice.
So I thought that was interesting, but also I thought that that indicates a growing business. People
Mhm.
are enjoying the coffee. Since
Right.
2012, they've opened up 500 stores with, in the next 3 years, doubling that.
Right.
So,
And Jenny, I think the coffee was actually Jenny's idea in the store,
yeah.
in the restaurant, cafe, whatever.
So my idea was also to serve the cookies and everything, but they're going all out with potato rolls and Jenny spaghetti. Which, why don't we have Jenny on the spaghetti? I got questions. I saw it on the menu. Why isn't Jenny on the spaghetti? So Sumit, this awesome manager Sumit, He goes up to Jenny and tells her she can do more, which is a real bad way to approach your wife.
Absolutely. And she lets him have it. What do you mean? You guys were giving away food last night.
You know what I can do? I can go home.
Mm-hmm.
Sumit, what are you doing? I haven't seen Sumit doing anything except pulling his hair back and walking around telling people to stay busy.
Or yell at them about getting the water from the bathroom.
Right? Like, I think, like you said, Jenny would be a much better manager here. Honestly, it looks like Sumit's dad and mom are managing this because his dad was like, shouldn't you have practiced this with her? His mom is telling her to go do the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
What is Sumit doing?
I don't know. I was going to say looking pretty, but I don't think he can do that either.
Oh, what are all these? Oh, I think he's cute. What are
He's
all these people
cute.
doing
Pretty.
to stay busy if they have no customers?
Good point.
I think there's too many cooks in this kitchen from a figurative standpoint as well. We've got too many managers managing the place. Sumit is worried because the family's finally getting along. So when his family is like, damn, Jenny just lost our first customer, he
Mhm.
starts defending her. This is why you got to be careful with friends and family in business.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know that I would want to be in business with my family.
This is why they warn against it. It might be
Mhm.
better to let Jenny go home and play her words with friends and
Or
you just
whatever the hell
bring
she
home the
does.
bacon.
Yeah.
Johnny and Chloe, what did you think?
Oh my gosh. If my daughters talked to me the way that that girl talked to her mother, I would be furious.
What do you mean?
She's just very I can't even say the word.
Exacerbated.
Yes, with her mother. Thank you.
Well, I would be annoyed with her mom too. Her mom shows up 4 days after she's moved there and is like, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Why haven't you figured out everything? You've been here for 4 days. Forget unpacking. You should have all of this stuff in order. It's crazy.
Well, when you say it like that, yes, but I'm the kind of person that believes that she should have had a lot of that stuff figured out before she moved.
But she's trying to explain to her mom how it works. Like she's supposed to get a job before she moves.
No, but I mean, some of the other stuff, she doesn't have transportation, so she needs transportation to get
It's
to
been
work.
4 days.
Yeah,
And she's already looking for transportation. I wouldn't even be
but
unpacked
she's
after 4
realized
days.
really quickly that she can't afford the transportation down there.
And she says it's time to go to plan B. She accepts that buying a car is not plan A.
I think mom is just being a mom. And I think she's pointing out things that more than likely her daughter does not usually think about.
I think Mama is trying to get them to go back to Boston.
Well, I think that too, obviously.
I think she
'cause
is trying to
when
make
she
it
threw
seem
that in
harder
there.
than it actually is. She's sitting there not listening. Chloe's trying to tell her, look, like I'll get a job. The employer pays us. Oh, I didn't realize it would be that expensive. Well, it's the employer pays that for the work visa. And then she starts telling her about the partner visa. And her mom, she's like, you're not even listening to me. And I mean, this is not legal advice. This is Google, but usually you have to have a specific visa to work. Like
Mhm,
having some other type of visa doesn't include
mhm,
working.
mhm,
And it seems like when you go to Aruba, you need 2 visas. You need a residence visa and a work visa. An alternate for the residence visa is the partnership visa, where you're in a long-term partnership with somebody, you live together. So that's what they were talking about, that
mhm.
part. So she needs actually 2 different things. She needs to be able to work, but she also needs either the resident or the partnership. And
Gotcha.
that's probably why her mom was saying there's a lot more paperwork than I figured.
Mhm,
It's not easy though. Like,
mm.
honestly, this is probably more simple than it is in the US. People are like, "Oh, it's so easy, do everything by the books." It's not. It's not even easy in Aruba. This is a lot of shit.
Mhm,
And when she's in Aruba, basically in America, you can go there for 90 days without needing a visa. Like you can work from a different location. So she could do like work abroad for her mom for 90 days
mhm,
while she's there. Um, but after 90 days, she has to leave the country and then come back.
mhm.
And with the United States, there's some countries that we have that same thing. You can come and visit for 90 days, but that's not all countries. Like the fact that we get to travel as Americans so freely to so many different places without needing to get paperwork and we're allowed to just go for 90 days and come back or whatever their term is for visitors, there's a lot of places that have to apply to even come visit, apply for a visa. So, um, but yeah, Chloe's mom, Chloe's doing a lot here. I think she's moving in. You're showing up 4 days later. Now she's entertaining you. So while you're there, it's not like she has time to go over to these offices, like, and necessarily do everything that she needs to do. Um, she's also filming the show while she's there. So, and the fact that she already knows, like, she needs to figure out this paperwork plus this paperwork, that's some progress.
Mhm.
So, I don't think she's doing nothing. She does realize the car's too expensive and she's looking at plan B. And Johny says, well, why don't we bring your car over? And mom says, nope, not paying for anything unless you guys move to Boston,
Mhm.
which Johny says in the ITMs, that's good that her mom's going to stop paying for things because Chloe doesn't know what it's like to live in the real world. And let's be honest, her mom's sitting there saying she needs reassurance. She doesn't need reassurance. Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Things don't work out and you pay for her to come back?
Well, I think she was just wanting her to be more specific about what her plan was. She's thinking that she doesn't have a plan because she's like, okay, plan A doesn't work, have to move to plan B, but she's not really giving her any specifics of what she's planning on doing.
So, what's the worst case scenario?
Well, I don't know. I'm just talking from a mom's point of view. I mean, you want your kids to be aware of everything that can go wrong, and then you want them to let you know that, okay, I got it. I understand that. This is what I'm doing.
There's a difference between being aware of what could go wrong, though, and saying, I need more of a plan from you. I need you to reassure me that everything's going to be fine. This is your adult child who is moving with potentially their fiance.
It's her adult child who doesn't act like an adult very often.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Well, I don't know. I'm
He's
a tough
paying the
love kind of
bills.
person. I'm a tough love kind of person. Just
Right.
throw them out there and see if they sink or swim. So, but some
He's
moms
paying
are
the
helicopter
bills.
moms. I think she's just wanting her own feelings placated in some way.
I'd be frustrated if I was Chloe too. Because again, it's the same thing. Chloe didn't seem that frustrated about having to take cold showers. She's like, Mom, it's not that bad. It's lukewarm. And her mom's like, oh, I couldn't deal with this. It has to be 87 degrees. Now, again, I'm sure the producers are sitting there saying, ham it up. And I have a feeling that Chloe and her mom like to do the dramatic, and
Mhm.
I think they enjoy placating the producers. I think they like the acting part of this. I think when the producers say, show us what you got, they're like, I'll show you. Let's do it.
yeah,
Hollywood, here I come.
I think a lot of it is just for the show. I have no doubt
do
in
too.
my mind that mom would pay for anything that she needed if she doesn't get things that she needs or wants.
But what is she? Let's say she doesn't have a job. Johny is supporting her. She's
Mhm.
living at Johnny's house. Johnny's paying for his food.
Then mom will probably pay for that expensive makeup and shampoo and stuff and soap that she wants.
Or you just let the girl use some bar soap and not chastise her about bar soap when you go there.
That's what I would do, but I think this mom in reality would pay for whatever she wanted.
Now, here's the other thing. Why don't you just sell the car in the US and buy a car in Aruba? That car's just going to sit there and not be driven and depreciate.
Mhm.
Battery's going to run out because you're not driving it. Sell the dang car in the US and buy one in Aruba.
I wonder how much it would cost to ship it. I mean, would it be cheaper to ship it than it would be to buy one there in Aruba at this point?
If you sell the car, you just take the money from the car and put it into another car.
Yeah, but I mean, she was just talking about shipping it. I was like, I wonder how much it would cost to ship it though.
Well,
I
not
know
only
what I
shipping,
see what you're
but you're
saying.
going to have
Just sell
export
it.
taxes, import taxes. You're paying an
Exactly.
additional amount versus letting a car sit there and depreciate instead of just selling it and buying a car that's less expensive, older in Aruba.
Probably don't want to sell the car.
Well, I'm wondering if they really are planning to go to Aruba and stay,
Mhm.
or if this turns into a regular 90-Day Fiancé.
Yeah.
They don't end up in Aruba, they end up in Boston.
Well,
and we're
yeah.
setting it up.
Well, I think that's the only way she's gonna be happy anyway, because as long as he's in Aruba, he wants to do that job, and she can't stand the job because she's afraid of the girls.
It's not to be Susie Orban or Dave Ramsey or
Mhm.
me, the debtor's attorney, the depreciating asset. Well, the depreciating asset, and just get what you need. And there we have it.
Mhm.
90-day, the other way. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
All right, channel surfers. Well, thank you for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribe. And I will be dropping our 100th subscriber episode at some point later this week.
I'm so
Gotta take some time
embarrassed.
to edit.
I'm not
so-
even gonna watch it.
I think it was funny. Okay, if we got too intoxicated, we will just redo something and not be drinking. I swear, Dee only had like 2.
I don't want it out there.
one
I
and a
got grandbabies. I don't want it out there with me. Like,
All right, we won't publish it unless it's approved by Dee, but we will get you out a 100 episode. We'll see what it is. Maybe we should drop the Mama C one that she doesn't want us to publish.
that would be hilarious.
I think we need to. If we hit 500, I'll drop it. More people to say it. No, that's even worse. Okay, I don't know if I can promise that. We'll work on her at Thanksgiving. All right, channel surfers. Well, thank you for listening. We will see you later this week with our 100 drop, and we'll see you on Sunday with Sister Wives. Bye.
Let's ride.
Tune in.